जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यामुना तीरा वनचारी। यामुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। व्रज जन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यामुना तीरा वनचारी। यामुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गो श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 16. We would recite verses from 32 till 37. There is a purport for verse number 33, so we can discuss that particular verse later after reciting from 32 to 37. So I'll just recite 32 to 37 and then we'll recite verse number 33 together. Yo rato deva yajane देवैर्गाधीषु तापसः देवरात इति ख्यातः सुनः सेफस्तु भार्गवः. Translation given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Although Sunah Sefer was born in the Bhargav dynasty, he was greatly advanced in spiritual life, and therefore the demigods involved in the sacrifice protected him. Consequently, he was also celebrated as the descendant of Gadhi named Devarat. Verse number 33. Ye madhu chandaso jeshtaha kushalam me nirena tat ashapattana munihi krodho Mlechha bhavat durjanaha. Translation. When requested by their father to accept Sunassefa as the eldest son, the elder 50 of the Madhuchandas, the sons of Vishwamitra, did not agree. Therefore, Vishwamitra, being angry, cursed them. May all of you, bad sons, become Mlechas. He said, being opposed to the principles of Vedic culture. So here is a purport. I'll read the purport, but then we will go ahead and recite other verses as well. Purport. In Vedic literature, there are names like Mlechha and Yavana. The Mlechas are understood to be those who do not follow the Vedic principles. In former days, the Mlechas were fewer, and Vishwamitra Muni cursed his sons to become Mlechas. But in the present age, Kali Yuga, there is no need of cursing, for people are automatically Mlechas. This is only the beginning of Kali Yuga. But at the end of Kali Yuga, the entire population will consist of Mlechas because no one will follow the Vedic principles. At that time, the incarnation Kalki will appear. Mlechha nivadha nidhane kalayasi karavalam. He will kill all the Mlechas indiscriminately with his sword. Verse number 34. Sahovach madhuchandanaha sardham panchashata tataha yanno bhavan sanjanite tasmims tasthamahe vayam. Translation. When the elder Madhuchandas were cursed, the younger 50, along with Madhuchanda himself, approached their father and agreed to accept his proposal. Dear father, they said, we shall abide by whatever arrangement you like. Verse number 35. Jeshtham mantra drisham chakrus tvam anvacho vayam smahi Vishwamitraha sutan aha viravanto bhavishyata ye manam me nugrahananto viravantam akartamam. Translation. Thus the younger Madhuchandas accepted Sunassefa as their eldest brother and told him, we shall follow your orders. Vishwamitra then said to his obedient sons, because you have accepted Sunassefa as your eldest brother, I am very satisfied. By accepting my order, you have made me a father of worthy sons, and therefore I bless all of you to become the fathers of sons also. Purport. Of the 100 sons, half disobeyed Vishwamitra by not accepting Sunassefa as their eldest brother. But the other half accepted his order. Therefore, the father blessed the obedient sons to become the fathers of sons. Otherwise, they too would have been cursed to be sonless Mlechas. Verse number 36. Esha vaha kushika viro devaratastam anvita anne chashtaka harita Jaya Kratumad Adayaha. Translation. Vishwamitra said, O Kushika's descendants of Kushika, this Devarat is my son and is one of you. Please obey his orders. O King Parikshit, Vishwamitra had many other sons, such as Ashtaka, Harita, Jaya, and Kratuman. Verse number 37. Evam Kaushika Gotram tu Vishwamitraihi Prithak Vidham Pravaranantaram Apannam Tadhi Chaivam Prakalpitam. Translation. Vishwamitra cursed some of his sons and blessed the others, and he also adopted a son. Thus, there were varieties in the Kaushika dynasty, but among all the sons, Devarat was considered the eldest. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the 9th canto, 16th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Lord Parshuram Destroys the World's Ruling Class. So we'll just go back to verse number 33 and then please repeat after me. Ye Madhuchandaso Jeshtaha Kushalam Menire Na Tat Ashpat Tan Munihi Krudho Mlechha Bhavata Durjanaha. Ye Madhuchandaso Jeshtaha Kushalam Menire Natat Ashapattan Muni Krudho Mlechha Bhavata Durjanaha. Ye Madhu Chandaso Jeshtaha Kushalam Menire Natat Ashapattan Muni Krudho Mlechha Bhavata Durjanaha. Ye Madhu Chandaso Jeshtaha Kushalam Menire Natat Ashpattan Muni Krudho Mlechha Bhavata Durjanaha. Ye Madhu Chandaso Jeshta Kushalam Menire Natat Ashapattan Muni Krudho Mlechha Bhavata Durjanaha. Ye Madhu Chandaso Jeshta Kushalam Menire Natat Ashapattan Muni Krudho Mlechha Bhavata Durjanaha. Mataji, please. Ye Madhu Chandaso Jeshtaha Kushalam Menire Natat Ashapattan Muni Krudho Mlechha Bhavata Durjanaha. Ye, those who Madhuchandashaha sons of Vishwamitra, celebrated as the Madhuchandas. Jeshtaha, eldest. Kushalam, very good. Menire, accepting. Na, not. Tat, that. The proposal that he be accepted as the eldest brother. Ashpat, cursed. Tan, all the sons. Munihi, Vishwamitra Muni. Kruddhaha, being angry. Mlechha, disobedient to the Vedic principles. Bhavata, all of you become. Durjanaha, very bad sons. Translation and purport given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. When requested by their father to accept Sunah Sefer as the eldest son, the elder 50 of the Madhuchandas, the sons of Vishwamitra, did not agree. Therefore, Vishwamitra, being angry, cursed them. May all of you bad sons become Mlechhas, he said, being opposed to the principles of Vedic culture. Purport. In Vedic literature, there are names like Mlechha and Yavana. The Mlechhas are understood to be those who do not follow the Vedic principles. In former days, the Mlechhas were fewer, and Vishwamitra Muni cursed his sons to become Mlechhas. But in the present age, Kali Yuga, there is no need of cursing, for people are automatically Mlechhas. This is only the beginning of Kali Yuga, but at the end of Kali Yuga, the entire population will consist of Mlechhas, because no one will follow the Vedic principles. At that time, the incarnation Kalki will appear. Mlechha nivaha nidhane kalayasi karavalam. He will kill all the Mlechhas indiscriminately with his sword. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasha Swamin iti namane. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So just to go on verse number 32, we see that in translation or in that verse, we see that, okay, Sunah Sefer is called as Devarat. So why the name Devarat? Because when Sunah Sefer was about to get sacrificed, he was protected or saved by demigods. That's the reason his name has become Devarat. Rat means being protected or saved by, and Deva means, okay, he was protected by demigods. That's the reason his name has celebrated or is called as Devarat. Similar to this, in Bhagavatam, is called for Parikshit Maharaj. Why? Because when Parikshit Maharaj was in the womb of his mother, he was protected by Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the reason his name is Vishnurat. So let's move on to the verse 33. In 33, we see that there are two words which are very prominent, which are noticeable. One is Mlechha and other is Yavana. So Mlechha is being translated here by Prabhupada as disobedient to the Vedic principles. So, and meat eaters. So Vishwamitra has cursed his sons to become Mlechhas and Yavanas. And in purport, we see that Mlechha, the meaning of Mlechha is disobedient to Vedic principles. So we see that the Jiva in this material world is categorized into two classifications. So one is one who follows Vedic principles, they are called as Sura, and another one is one who does not follow Vedic principles, they are called Asuras. And Sura, as we know, that they follow Vedic principles, they understand there is God, and then they know what is the goal of life. But Asura, on the other hand, they are like unclean. They are meat eaters. They think that they will do whatever they feel like doing it in this material world. Asuras does not mean that they will have horns or they will have ugly face and all that. In this material world, Asura can be a person who is very handsome, very nicely dressed, but he is not following the Vedic principles. So that's the reason he is called as Asuras. He is unclean. And in several times, Prabhupada has translated the meaning of Mlechha as unclean. So, unclean and one who does not follow Vedic principles means that he thinks that there is no God. Why he is Asura? Because he thinks that this is the body which I have, and when I end this body, there is nothing else. There is no God. That's the reason he is being called as Asura. Once upon a time, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj was interviewed here in Salem. And that reporter asked His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj that why you have been so much attracted to this ancient Vedic culture? What is the reason? So His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj said that, I'll answer this question, but I have one question for all of you. This question is that, why you all have got attracted towards this Western cats and dog culture? What is that? Why you all have got attracted towards this cat and dog culture? In Western countries, we might see that there are big skyscraper buildings, there are big roads, beautiful women, handsome people, but they are literally following this cats and dogs culture. Why they are following this cats and dog culture? Because the woman normally dresses there in tight jeans and tight t-shirts. And then similar thing is happening here also in India. We see that, girls in colleges and women also we see here, they are wearing tight jeans, tight t-shirts, showing all the parts of their body. So it's something like, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj said that, what is the reason behind it? To attract the opposite sex. They wear these tight jeans and tight t-shirts to attract opposite sex. And when they go on the road, the man goes around like a dog, sniffing she-dog. Means that, he is kind of going around those women to get an opportunity to talk to her, to see her, to interact with her, and then finally, mingle with her and attract her, and then, take her to some cinema or something like that. So it's nothing but a cat and dog culture, and that's what His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj asked that reporter. Why? What is that? Why you all Indians have really got attracted towards this cat and dog culture? And that reporter really got kind of offended, it seems. But then he said, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, yes, it's an insult. It's an insult to say that, why you all are following dog and cat culture. But then this insult is not for you. This insult is for cat and dogs, because they are still much better than these human beings. Because these human beings are much lower than these cats and dogs. So it's not an insult to a human being, so-called human being, but it's an insult to a cat and dog. So we can see that, this human being, so-called modern civilized people, they have stopped following the Vedic culture. They are saying that, there is no God. Whatever I will feel, I'll do. It's something like, one of the ISKCON devotee was asked by one of the TV reporters that, why you all people wear saris? Why don't you wear this modern dresses? And then she answered that, we understand the Vedic culture, that, how the woman should dress. But these modern people, they don't understand. They wear these tight jeans and t-shirts, and it's like a meat in the center of the market, and all crows are surrounded by that, and then they are looking for an opportunity to lech that particular meat. So do you think that, okay, the women of this material world are meat? That, okay, all the crows should gather around them, and then whenever they get an opportunity, they should lech on them? No, Vedic culture does not teach this. Vedic culture teaches that, okay, how to dress, how to live, how to lead, and how to leave this particular human body. That is what the Vedic culture teaches. But modern civilization is not ready to accept this fact. The problem with this modern civilization is that the worst thing is that, okay, they are proud. They are proud of this advancement. They are proud of this so-called material advancement. They are puffed up. They are egocentric. They are kind of devoid of knowledge to discriminate what is wrong and what is right in the human life. And that's what the difference between divine and demon, means demigod and demon, is that same, that, okay, demon does not know what is right and what is wrong for him or her, but then, okay, demigod, they know what is right and what is wrong. Okay, the right thing is what is the aim, what is the goal of human life. The wrong thing is that, okay, I should not spoil this human birth. I should, every moment, I should think that I'm going to give up this body and how I can maximum utilize this human form of life. That is what the difference between the divine and demoniac, the demigod and then demons, the Sura and Asura. And that's what the problem is. And then Shastra also says that, okay, what is the difference between animal and human being? That, okay, animal is also engaged in eating, mating, sleeping and defending, and human being is also engaged in so-called eating, mating, defending and sleeping. Then where is the difference? So that's the reason shloka, this Shastra says that ahara nidra bhayamaithunam cha samanyam etat pashubhir naranam dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho dharme nahina pashubhi samanaha. The translation to this is eating, sleeping, sex and defense. These four principles are common to both human beings and animals. The distinction between human life and animal life is that a man can search after God, but an animal cannot. That is the difference. Therefore, a man without that urge for searching after God is no better than animal. Prabhupada says, he says in his purport, unfortunately at the present moment, in every state and every society, people are trying to forget God. Some people publicly say there is no God. Others say that if there is a God, he is dead, and so on. They have built such a so-called advanced civilization with so many skyscraper buildings, but they are forgetting that all of their advancement is dependent on God, on Krishna. This is a very precarious condition for the human society. There is a very nice story that describes what happens to a society that forgets the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Prabhupada goes on and then he talks about the story. We all know that story of a saintly man and a rat. That, okay, rat, he was troubled by a cat, so he goes to a saintly person. He says that, okay, if I go to a saintly person is meant to take living beings out of the misery, the suffering. So let me go to this saintly person and talk about my troubles. So he goes to a saintly person and tells to a saintly person that okay, this cat is chasing me all the time. I am really troubled by him. Is there any solution? So saintly person says that, yeah, so okay, what is the solution? What do you want to be? So that rat, whimsically, okay, without his will, he says that, okay, why don't you make me a cat? Now, if he is an intelligent person, of course, okay, he is a rat. It's a story. But then let's say, okay, let's compare this particular story to a human being who is so-called materially advanced in this material life. That if he is an intelligent person, rather than finding a solution of his own, he will look for a guide, he will look for a saintly person who has already understood the problems of life. Because the material world means full of problems. There is no chance where we can say that, okay, we can come out of this material world. The problem with this material people who is so-called running behind, advancing, is that they are not ready to agree. They are not ready to uh, believe or understand the point that, okay, there is an end to this material world. They say that, okay, we are going to make this material world better place. It's no better than a rat, where it is said, rat, whimsically, is saying, why don't you make me a cat? Once I become a cat, then there will be a full stop to our problems. Similarly, these modern people think that, okay, we'll make this material world as a better place. We don't need guidance from saintly people. We don't need God, because there is no God. Because there are two groups, okay. In Asuras also there are two groups. One group is a small Asura and another group is a big Asura. The small Asura says that there is no God, and big Asura says that he is the God. That's what the point with that Mayavadis. They said they are the God. They are big Asuras. They are no better than animal, because, okay, they whimsically just twisting the Vedas and considering themselves as God. That's the problem. So here in the story, that rat, he is no better than an Asura. He is a modern person, okay, who is saying whimsically that he wants to make a modern, this material place a better place. Material world as a better place. So what this rat does? Rat says, okay, make me a cat. So that saintly person says, okay, so you want to be a cat, okay, why don't you be a cat? So, okay, he'll become a cat. So he becomes a cat, he thinks that, okay, I have solved all my problems of life. So he goes again back to the forest. After some time, he comes back. He comes back and he again cries in front of the saintly person. He says that, okay, oh, I am again getting troubled. So he says, what is the trouble now? Okay, you were a cat, I made you a cat. You were a rat, I made you a cat. And now you are saying you are again troubled. You said that all your troubles will be solved once you become a cat. So no, there is no, my troubles, my problems have not been solved. Now, okay, dog is chasing me. So dog is chasing me. So why don't you make me a dog? So saintly person says, oh, what a fool he is. This is what the foolishness of a modern people is. They are again and again and again and again suffering, but they are not understanding the point that, okay, this material world is dukkhalayam shashvatam. There is no end to this suffering. If you want to get out of this particular suffering, then you must go to a person, go to a bona fide spiritual master who is coming into a parampara to understand that who you are. You are not this body. But then most of these material people are saying that they are the body. There is end when I die. And what do? They become a dog. So what does the dog do? Dog finds out a master. Right? Dog either finds out a master or he is a street dog. He will eat, sleep, mate, defend whenever he wants. And if he finds a master, then that particular dog gets educated. He gets a degree. He becomes an engineer. He becomes a doctor. He becomes a pilot. He becomes a lawyer. He becomes an engineer. Then what is the goal of his life? That, okay, he will work for an IT company. He'll go to an IT company. And he thinks that, okay, once I would start working for an IT company, once I would start earning money, then I'll enjoy. I'll be happy. I'll do whatever I want to do. So he starts working in an IT company, right? But then once he starts working in an IT company, he understands that, okay, my boss does not allow me to go home. Now, okay, due to Corona, they were working from home. They all were in home. But still, they were shackled by that so-called boss's instructions. They were working for 16 hours. 16 hours per day. They started crying actually that better to go to office. Because after 10 hours, I can at least say that, okay, I am supposed to go back home, Baba. I am not supposed to work here day and night. I am not getting paid for this. In my contract, it is mentioned that, okay, there are timings. That, okay, I'll come at 9 o'clock, I'll go back at 6 o'clock. But the moment I started working from home, you guys have made me as as a slave. That I am day and night I am working for you. Okay, sometimes you are saying that there is a call, there is a meeting, and that particular meeting is in US timing, so I have to attend that in the evening. Sometimes you are saying it is UK timing, I have to attend in the afternoon. Sometimes you are giving some other timings and then you are asking me to work in the morning. But still they are not understanding the point that, okay, this has not helped him to make this material world as a better place. That is what the puffed up civilization means. Egocentric civilization means. They are not ready to understand this point. For example, they are saying that, okay, advancement. Okay, modern civilization means advancement. What did they advance? What is the advancement means? You tell me now, okay, we all are here. Advancement means, okay, we have invented the atomic bomb. Most of the countries are nuclear weapons they have created. They say that is what the advancement means. But what is the use of that advancement? They are bombing onto other countries and they are demolishing those other countries. Okay, another advancement is that, okay, we have all gone to moon. Okay, what did they do? I don't know. I mean, yeah, of course, Shastra says that, okay, they have not gone, but then, okay, let's consider they have all gone to moon. So, after going to moon, what did they do? They brought some ashes. That is what the advancement is. They brought the ashes. What did they do? Okay, you went to moon. Okay, what did you do? Oh, we went there, saw what is the color of the ash, and then we brought this ash to show it to all of you that, okay, this is what the color of the ash is. This is what the advancement meaning. And if we ask them a simple question, okay, you went, now, okay, why not other countries are going to a moon? Then they are saying, no, we are enough now, we had enough. Actually, they did not go to moon, but then, okay, they are not ready to realize that particular fact that did not go to moon. So that is what the egocentric means. That is what the puffed up civilization means. That is what they don't know what is good and what is bad for them. So this particular dog, he again goes to a forest, and then, okay, he thinks that, okay, he solved the problem. And then, okay, after some days, he again comes back to a saintly person. And then he says, no, okay, I am still getting troubled. Because, okay, the fox is troubling me now. The fox is troubling. So, saintly person says, okay, so now you want to become a fox, is it? And he said, yes, I want to become a fox. And then, okay, he says, okay, why don't you understand the point? There is no end to this suffering of a body. But then that particular dog does not understand, and then he wants to become a fox. And once you become a fox, then, okay, you will be, all your problems will be solved. Yes, is it? No. So this modern civilization, okay, they all becoming fox. The fox means civilization of greed. Me and mine. I am this body. Everything is for me. I should enjoy. That is what the fox meaning. Fox is always, if we see that, okay, he is greedy. One of the characteristic of fox, one of the quality of fox is he is always greedy. So that's what this modern civilization is manifesting their quality. They are becoming greedy. One country is greedy to capture another country. His Bhakti Vikas Maharaj said that, okay, why this modern civilization is lower than cats and dogs? Because cats and dogs, there are no wars. Cats and dogs, there are no wars. Cats and dogs, at least little, they don't have any obligations. They just simply roam. But then so-called human being, even they are supposed to follow these rules and regulations of Shastras, they are coming up with a fox mentality of live-in relationship module. Fox, greedy fox, greedy human being. They don't want to get married, which is one of the samskara performed in Vedic culture. They don't want to get married, but they do want to live with a woman. They want to live with a woman. Woman wants to live with a man. But they don't want to follow Shastric injunction of getting married. What that marriage talks about, the marriage is, just says that, okay, you should not go to other women. This is what it is that sanskara says. Anyways, human being, you are not understanding the point that, okay, the goal of human being is to come out of this suffering and go back to Godhead. You have created, or you are so lustful in this material world, so to restrict that lust, you are supposed to get married as per the Shastric injunction. And you be chaste to your wife, or the wife should be chaste to a husband. But in today's modern civilization is not even ready to make that point or ready to follow that particular injunction. They have just said that, okay, there is no samskara called marriage. Just live in the relationship. That is called fox mentality, greedy. I know that, okay, when I was working, I had a team member, good, nice team member, and then he got married, beautiful girl he got married to, and then that particular girl also joined our company. And such a irony, such a tragedy this is that I used to chant my rounds in the garage, means the car parking area, and I used to see that others are kind of coming for a walk. And then this team member, when he used to come for a walk, he look at other women who are working there in the companies. He got a beautiful wife. That particular woman is also working in the same company. But this particular person will look at other women and then comment that, okay, wow, how beautifully dressed, how beautifully this particular woman has dressed, how beautiful she is looking today. Oh, very nice. Oh, it's like, okay, tempting, like that. Those words I heard. And the joke is that, okay, when his wife used to come for a walk, other men will look at her with the same intention, with the same mentality, with the same greed, that how to enjoy. But that man is not understanding that, okay, when I'm looking at other women, someone is looking at my wife. It's like, that's what His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj asked that reporter, that what a tragedy here in India, that, okay, they are really promoting this modern civilization, this Western culture of wearing these tight jeans and then tight t-shirts, and they are not even understanding the point that, okay, when their daughters, when their wives, when their sisters will follow this particular culture, then it's like, what a shame that, okay, they'll go out on the road and then other people, other man will look at them with the same intention, same mentality. That simple stuff you are not understanding, you Indian people are not understanding, and that is what the sad thing is, that Indian people, they have come up with such a beautiful culture, ancient Vedic culture, and you have just thrown that away, and you are running after following this Western culture. That's the sad point. And that's the reason here it is mentioned that this all modern civilized people are Mlechhas. Some might argue that, okay, I am vegetarian, I don't eat meat. But still he is a Mlechha because he is not following a Vedic principles. For example, it's a real incident when one of the ISKCON sannyasi was traveling to another country, and then it happened that in the same flight there was the chief of Buddhist monk, and he asked the question to this Buddhist monk, the chief of Buddhist monk, okay, there is no harm taking his name was Dalai Lama, and he asked this question to Dalai Lama that, oh, you are propagating ahimsa everywhere, but then I saw that, okay, in breakfast, you have ordered for chicken soup. How is it that? How is it that? That, okay, you are one place you are propagating ahimsa and another place you are ordering chicken soup. And definitely he did not like that particular question. He just turned around and he did not even reply to him. So this big Asuras, so-called people who are considering themselves as God, they are propagating that, okay, you are God, I am God, you don't know you are God, I know I am God. So once you will understand you are God, then okay, everything is over. That is what their philosophy is. It's such a demoniac philosophy, and that's the reason they all are Mlechas. They all are Yavanas. We cannot say that, okay, they are good people. And that's what is mentioned here, that, okay, when there will be a time that all the population will consist of Mlechas because no one will follow the Vedic principles, at that time the incarnation Kalki will appear. And then he will kill all the Mlechas indiscriminately with his sword. But then Lord is so merciful he is still giving one chance before coming as Kalki. And he has come with his covered incarnation in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that's the reason he is saying, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurat Vishaye Namaha. It is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Namo Mahavadanyaya, he is so merciful that he is not even discriminating between Suras and Asuras of this material world. He has appeared in this material world to give this chanting of holy name, to give an opportunity to all these Asuras to become a Sura in the form of chanting the holy name and take back them to spiritual world. That is what his mercy is on everyone. And he is telling that, okay, we just want to, what one has to do to become a Sura, that he just have to follow certain principles. Certain principles means 4 principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex. Because they are the pillars of dharma. No meat eating means 4 pillars of dharmas are cleanliness, truthfulness, austerity, and cleanliness, truthfulness, austerity, and mercy. Yes, mercy. So when we are killing these animals, we are becoming merciless. When we are performing this illicit sex, we are becoming unclean. When we are doing gambling, we are going away from truthfulness. And when we are doing no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. When we are doing this intoxication, we are going away from austerity. Now, such a foolishness this is. I mean, it's just a common sense, okay. I remembered from this intoxication that every intoxication, let's think about this cigarette smoking. Now, cigarette smoking, it is written that, okay, cigarette smoking is injurious to health. But still, there are people that, these people are reading that, but still smoking the cigarette. Is it not a foolishness? They're drinking, they know that, okay, after drinking, what do? They do all animalistic things, but then still they are drinking. So, this is what the 4 things Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked to do, and then chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If we do these 5 things, then we'll get purified. That is what the mercy of Lord Chaitanya is. And once we get purified, we will understand what is right, what is wrong. Then we will start following the Vedic principles. And once we start following the Vedic principles, we'll come out of this clutches. We'll come out of this entanglement. Otherwise, we are no better than animal. That's what it is. His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj said, that we are lower than animals. Why? Because in animals, there are no rapes. In animals, there are no divorces. No, in animals, there are no wars. But we are doing all these things in the form of so-called getting a human body. And one more mercy of the Lord is that, okay, if we go on doing this, then Lord says, okay, if you want to do this, it's okay, what I can do. So next life, we become a dog, we become a cat, we become a snake. Because we have been habituated doing all these particular things. And that's the reason that fox, that's the same stuff, that fox, when he went back to a forest after some time, he came back to a saintly person and he said that, okay, a tiger is chasing me now, that, okay, make me a tiger. And that saintly person says that, okay, oh, you want to become a tiger? Okay, then, okay, tathastu, please be a tiger. And then once he becomes a tiger, then what he does? He says that, okay, I am a tiger. So what is the food for tiger? That, okay, I am going to eat you. And that's what the tiger meaning, this big Asuras. They will go around all the world. They will do this, that, all nonsense they'll do. And once they get frustrated, after getting frustrated, they will call themselves as God. They so-called, they will read the scriptures whimsically, and so-called they propagate the message of lust. We know one famous lusty person, and he was so famous in this material world that the United States of America actually threw him out. His name was Rajneesh. He was propagating lust. He was saying that, okay, you perform lusty things. You have sex, so much you have sex that you will get a nausea of sex and then you will attain nirvana. What a foolishness that is. So, that's what, the tiger. Once he becomes tiger, they consider themselves as God. They go around the places. They teach the message to all these material people that one comes and asked for benediction that, okay, I am getting, I am having a lot of trouble in this material world. Can you please help problem? Then that particular so-called Baba, he'll say, okay, do you eat samosa? Then he'll say, yes, I do eat samosa. So along with the samosa, which chutney do you use? Red chutney or green chutney? That particular person will say, I eat green chutney. He says, okay, why don't you eat red chutney? All your problems will be solved. This kind of preaching they do in this material world. What is that? It's just simply nonsense. One particular Baba with hat, with mustache, with long beard, he is roaming around the world. And he's saying, actually this happened, one of my team member is a great follower of that particular Baba. And that particular lady, of course, okay, I was working that time, okay, we all were forced to go to a party. And in one of the party, I saw her drinking the liquor. And I asked her, Baba, you are following so-and-so person. Has he not told you that, okay, this is not good? Forget about spirituality is not good. Materially also is not good. Because, okay, you get hangover, right, next day. So what is her answer? She's telling that, okay, my spiritual master himself told me to taste everything of this material world. To taste everything of this material world. So he told that, okay, yeah, you please taste liquor, no problem. Because his philosophy is that, what is his philosophy? That his philosophy is that Ghatakas Fataka. That, okay, there is a pot. When that pot breaks, inside the pot there is air, outside the pot there is air. So once this pot breaks, that inside air will merge with that outside air. So you are in this body. So, okay, as long as you are in this body, get best use of this particular body, taste everything of this material world, because once you give up this particular body, you are going to merge with the air. That is what his philosophy is. So that is big Asuras. We can actually at least convince these small asuras, because once these small asuras gets frustrated, that okay, they actually surge in self-realization. But then big asuras, they are so demoniac that they are going to hell, but then they are leading others also to that hellish planets. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared in this material world to give one chance to all these souls who has taken the human birth. Just give chance. Indiscriminately. No discrimination between suras and asuras. Asuras also, okay, can come, chant the holy name, follow the Vedic principles, and become sura, become devotee. That's what the Jagai and Madhai pastime talks about. That's what it is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And but once, even if we lose this particular opportunity, then there is no way. Just like when Krishna saw that okay, all the opportunities given to Duryodhana has gone in vain. So many times, so many people told Duryodhana that, Baba, you are following adharma. Don't do this. Okay, the Yudhishthir should be the king. Yudhishthir is a dharmic person. He should rule over this Bharatvarsha, this material world. Why are you doing that? Why are you creating so many problems? But Duryodhana was not ready to give up. Duryodhana was not agreeing to that point. So what did Krishna do? Krishna made everyone to come to a place of Kurukshetra. Assembled everyone to place of Kurukshetra, and he literally killed them. Killed them. He killed all the asuras and established dharma. He established Yudhishthir as the king. And that's what is going to happen later, when there will be so much havoc in this particular society. Already this is happening. The countries are so greedy that they want to rule over other countries on the name of security, on the name of right. So when there will be a time that everyone will become Mlechha, that time Kalki will appear, and he will not see who is what. He'll simply kill everyone. Left and right, he is going to kill everyone. So why this human civilization is lower than cats and dogs? Because at least cats and dogs, they are within their limit. But once these so-called human beings, they will cross their limit. Actually we are happening now. Some days ago, we heard a news that the mass shooting happened in United States of America. What is that? Is it a civilized person's behavior? No, it's a madman person's behavior. Mad. Why they have become mad? Because they are frustrated. They are depressed. They are stressed out. Recently, I went to a psychiatrist. Not for me, so please understand that. I have not gone for myself. I have gone to a psychiatrist. I just took them, one family I took, because okay, he had some problem. So we felt that okay, he has come here, and then he was telling that okay, I want to go to a psychiatrist. I want to just show it that okay, what is happening with me. So we got an appointment at 6:30. So I said okay, we'll go at 6:30. Psychiatrist, how many people will be there? Maybe one or two. Psychiatrist, who will go? And I went to a hospital, and it's real surprise. I went at 6:30. My number came at 7:45. At 7:45 came out of that particular psychiatrist clinic. It's a hospital, and all the doctors are sitting in a row. Means they have rooms, and then one is neurologist, one is pediatrician, and then his room was in the last corner. You imagine when they built this particular hospital, they would have thought something, right? Why did they build that particular psychiatrist clinic in the corner, because they would have thought that, okay, who will go to a psychiatrist, They'll come to a pediatrician because, okay, my boy or my girl has a problem, so we'll go to a pediatrician. Neurologist, okay, I can understand. But psychiatrist, so many patients were waiting. I still remember that, okay, 6:30 we went, and then, okay, I thought that, okay, 1 or 2 and, okay, my number will come. But then, okay, I had to wait till 7:45. And the doctor was so happy, I'll tell you this incident. This is a real incident. We went in, and then this particular family is from Assam. So that Mataji was really sad, She was complaining that, okay, in Assam there is no good psychiatrist. So that doctor said, so you want me to come to Assam? This Mataji seems she wants me to come to Assam. But no, I'll not come. I have a huge number of patients here in Salem. He was really happy to tell this. I have huge number of patients here. What I'll do is that, okay, I'll connect you to another psychiatrist who is from Assam. So can you imagine what a happiness he had? Psychiatrist, he should be sad. He should be really thinking about, if he is really a gentleman, he should think that, okay, what a horrible situation people are in. People are suffering so much that, okay, they have so many mental problems. That, okay, they are coming to my clinic and making a queue. They are standing in queue, kind of. It's like someone is standing in a queue for prasadam, free prasadam. Like that, people are waiting for him to be called. And next time because he asked us to come after 5 days, and I understood the point that, okay, oh, no, this is not normal. If he calls us at 12 o'clock, we should make sure that we go by 1:30, because there is a huge queue. So next time he called us at 12 o'clock. So I deliberately went at 1 o'clock with that particular family. And when he gave me the token, one thing to just tell you that, okay, to take his appointment, you are supposed to call at 6 o'clock in the morning. From 6 o'clock, he starts taking his appointment, okay? So wow, so from 6 o'clock, he is ready to give an appointment. 7:30 when I called him, my number was 38. He called me at 12 o'clock. I thought, okay, 38 number, he'll take 1 hour. No, when we went at 1 o'clock, the 19th or 21st number was going on. And my number was 38. By the time we came out of his clinic, it was 3 o'clock. And 1 o'clock while going, I asked that family, you had prasadam in the temple? Then he said, no, we did not have, because 1:30 is the prasadam time. So by that time, I guess by 2 o'clock we'll come back and we'll have prasadam. And I said, yeah, I also did not have. So by 2 o'clock we'll come back and we'll have prasadam. So when we came out, it was 3 o'clock, And I told that family, we made a great mistake. We should have taken our prasadam and come to a doctor. At least we could have taken the prasadam nicely, Because anyways, we had to wait till 3 o'clock. So this is what the civilization where we are going in. And this is what the modern civilization. And then the worst thing about this modern civilization is that they are not even understanding the point. That they are suffering again and again. But they are not ready to accept God. They are not ready to accept these Vedic principles. They are puffed up. They are egocentric civilization. And that's what this Mlechha nivaha nidhane kalayasi karavalam, Kalki will appear and then he'll kill indiscriminately with its sword everyone. He'll not see that who is who and what is what. He'll just simply kill everyone. So I'll just take a pause here. If you have any questions, please let me know. Hare Krishna. Just to make one point, I forgot that we are hearing this particular pastime of Sunah Sefa If anyone wants to read this in detail, this is given in Rig Veda. This particular incident happened and it is described in Rig Veda. Even in Bhagavatam, the same incident is described in 9th canto, 7th chapter, from verse number 20 to 23. And same incident is been described in Valmiki Ramayana when the Lord Ramchandra wanted to hear Vishwamitra's glorification. So, if anyone wants to know, okay, why King Harishchandra had to perform human sacrifice, or why, okay, Sunasefa being sold by Ajita Garta, so that those details is given there. So I have not spoken about it because we have already moved to the next verse, and this verse is more important because it talks about Kalki Avatar, it talks about Mlechha, why these Mlechas are called as not following Vedic principles and why they are called as Yavanas, means meat eaters. So I just focused on this particular point and describing about Sunasefa. But okay, this is what the description is given. Yeah. Okay, Hare Krishna. So please let me know any questions. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.